And Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner is back with us tonight. So, Brooks, how is the rest of our week shaping up?
Well, that's a big question because it's all going to be determined from this tropical depression that's just formed to the west. It looks like for the most part we're going to be on the dry side of this. But do you remember yesterday we were talking about how there's going to be a pretty strong cutoff from where it's really rainy to where there's very little rain? And it looks like that cutoff is going to be really the Tampa Bay area that gets hit hard with rain. They need it. They're in the middle of a drought. We've now escaped our drought. We don't need it as much, but I mean, a little rain would be a good thing. That said, it doesn't look like we're going to get terribly much here. Here's the location of our tropical depression, number 2. The reason it's not number 1 is because there was a surprise storm back in January of 2023 off of the Jersey coastline that the National Hurricane Center later determined had been a subtropical storm, so they reserved that tropical depression number 1 for that thing. And by the way, as this strengthens tonight into a tropical storm, as is the forecast of the National Hurricane Center, the name will be Arlene. That system back in January was unnamed, so Arlene remains available. That said, we're not going to have direct impacts as this future tropical storm tracks to our west and then south of us, completely avoiding central Florida. There may be some peripheral impacts, that is a slight enhancement of rain chances and some rip currents at our area beaches. Right now, though, this has winds of 35 miles per hour. It's currently moving 2 miles per hour to the north-northwest away from our area, and the pressure is fairly high for tropical systems at 1,007 millibars. That said, there's a lot of dry air on the south side of this, so this is a classic early season storm where there's not a lot to it, and there's very little potential for it to do anything major because as we head into the weekend, there's going to be a lot of wind shear in the atmosphere that'll essentially tear it apart, limiting its strength. That said, the spaghetti models take it south, and there's a little bit of a jog to the east, which may take it through the Straits of Florida and out of the Atlantic, but it'll be in a much weakened form by then. Now, we do have water that's plenty warm enough to support tropical activity, but as I mentioned, the wind shear will likely tear this apart as it starts to work southward. Here's a look at our future radar showing the lines of equal pressure. They're called isobars, that center of low pressure. And notice how the rain stays mostly on the northeast quadrant of the storm. That would indicate a storm that is devoid of any kind of like a concentric setup to it. So as far as rapid intensification, it's just on the cards. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to be on the periphery of some really heavy rain through tomorrow, but it looks like that'll set up from Hernando County down through Polk County. But I mean, we're going to be right on the edge of this. So if it goes a little farther north, we'll get hit hard with several inches, but it could be one of those days where it's totally dry. That said, this low will then continue moving south and eventually die out. Today, though, is a weather impact day through 9 p.m. for the potential of some spotty torrential storms. We've seen very little as of the last hour, but earlier we had some pretty good downpours around Seminole and Orange counties. The action right now appears to be setting up exclusively over the Tampa Bay region. That's a region, as I mentioned, that is in a severe drought. They can use every drop. We are now out of the drought because we've had so much rain, but it's raining right now in Bellwood and Port St. John, also in Titusville, some light rain. Now, later this evening, we may see some of this action in Tampa making a return to Orlando, but in a much weakened form, just a couple of showers around. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to partly cloudy skies, a dry morning followed by what could be in the afternoon some isolated thunderstorms, becoming more scattered to numerous during the late afternoon. And again, this may set up to the southwest of Orlando, sparing our metro of the hardest hit impacts from the rain, but from Claremont to Bushnell, we could get hit with a couple of inches of rain. It's all about where this low goes and how strong it gets, but you can see on our future rainfall, most of the action stays well southwest of us, where we could quickly get up to 5-6 inches of rain, where to the northeast there's very little or none. So it's a 50-50 shot for the next couple of days, and then look ahead to next week. The dry weather returns and the heat does as well, with mid-90s by the middle of next week. John and Luann, what a way to kick off the hurricane season with an actual system.